I never saw it coming. Growing up in the suburbs of Chicago, life with Dad was all about routine. Baseball games on weekends, grilled burgers in the backyard, and those quiet evenings where he'd stare out the window like he was searching for something lost in the Midwest horizon. Mom left when I was 10, citing irreconcilable differences, but even then, Dad never bad-mouthed her. He just worked harder at his job as a high school history teacher, making sure I had everything: a roof, good grades, and the unspoken assurance that we were okay. But okay was a lie we both clung to. Fast forward to my college years at NYU. I'd escaped the flatlands for the chaotic pulse of New York City, chasing a degree in journalism and, secretly, my own identity. I was gay, had known it since high school when crushes on teammates turned into stolen kisses behind the bleachers. Coming out to Dad? That was a bridge I hadn't crossed. He was old school, a Vietnam vet son, raised on John Wayne movies and Midwestern values. Or so I thought. It started with a phone call last spring. Dad's voice cracked over the line. "Theo, I need you home. Your mother's suing for back custody or something. Says I'm unfit." Unfit? At 25, I was long past needing custody, but Mom had resurfaced after years of radio silence, claiming Dad had hidden assets from the divorce and that his lifestyle endangered me back then. What lifestyle? Dad dated sporadically, always women from church groups, but nothing stuck. I booked the next flight to O'Hare, my mind racing. Landing in Chicago felt like stepping into a time warp. The city skyline loomed gray under April rain, and Dad picked me up in his beat-up Ford pickup, the one with the faded Cubs sticker. He looked older, lines etched deeper around his eyes, but he hugged me tight. "Good to see you, kid," he muttered, his voice gruff as ever. We drove in silence until we hit the suburbs. "What's this about, Dad?" I finally asked. He gripped the wheel. "Old wounds. Your mom. She's got it in for me. Hired some hotshot lawyer from downtown. They're digging up dirt." "Dirt? Like what?" He glanced at me, then back to the road. "Nothing you need to worry about yet." But worry I did. That night, over lukewarm pizza in our old kitchen, he spilled bits and pieces. Mom had evidence, letters, photos from before the divorce. "She thinks she can retroactively prove I was a bad father," he said, poking at his slice. I leaned forward. "Bad how? You were the best. You raised me alone." His eyes misted, but he blinked it away. "Thanks, Theo. But life's complicated." Complicated didn't cover it. The next day, I met his lawyer, a sharp woman named Elena from a pro bono LGBTQ+ firm. Wait, LGBTQ+? Why them? I asked Dad later. He shrugged. "They're good at family law." Suspicions nagged, but I pushed them down. Instead, I focused on helping, sorting old files in the attic where dust motes danced in the slanted light. That's where I found it. A shoebox tucked behind Christmas ornaments. Inside, faded Polaroids of Dad, younger, arm around a man with a warm smile, both in leather jackets at what looked like a pride parade in the 80s. My heart stopped. "Dad? Gay?" I confronted him that evening on the porch, the box in my lap. "What is this?" He sat heavy in the wicker chair, staring at the fireflies. "Ancient history, Theo. But you're gay?" "Yeah." The word hung in the humid air. "Always have been. Met your mom in college, thought I could make it work. Loved her, in a way. But it wasn't fair to either of us. Why hide it? From me?" He sighed. "The times, son. The 90s weren't kind. Ain't scared, don't ask, don't tell. I wanted to protect you. From judgment. From losing your dad to some custody battle if it came out. Protect me." Those words echoed as I processed. Anger bubbled. Years of him knowing I was struggling alone with my own sexuality. But beneath it, understanding dawned. He'd sacrificed his truth for mine. That night, I came out to him. "Dad, I'm gay too." He pulled me into a bear hug, tears on his cheek. "I know, kid. I've always known. And I'm proud." Our bond deepened in those weeks. But Mom's lawsuit loomed, her lawyer painting Dad as deceitful, hiding his deviant past. The court date approached like a storm. Enter Alex. I'd met him back in New York, a barista with dimples and a laugh that lit up Brooklyn cafes. We'd been dating casually, but with this family drama, I confided in him over late-night calls. "Come to Chicago," he said one night. "I want to support you." He flew in, and meeting Dad was awkward at first, 2 generations of hidden lives colliding. But Dad warmed to him, sharing stories of his own lost love, a man named Marcus from his youth. We were together in secret, Dad admitted one evening over beers. But life pulled us apart. Alex squeezed my hand under the table, his presence a balm. As the trial neared, our romance blossomed amid the tension. Stolen walks along Lake Michigan, whispers in the dark about futures unbound by secrets. Yet conflict brewed. Mom's side subpoenaed old friends, unearthing Dad's past flings. Whispers in town turned to stares. One night, after a heated prep session with Elena, Dad broke. I can't let this destroy you, Theo. If they drag you into it. Me? This is about you. No, he said fiercely. Your mom's bitter. She'll claim I influenced you, turned you gay or some nonsense. I won't let her tarnish your life. His protectiveness ignited something in me. Love, fierce and unyielding. But betrayal lurked. Unbeknownst to us, Alex had his own secrets. The trial began in a stuffy Cook County courtroom, the kind with worn wooden benches and fluorescent lights that buzzed like angry bees. Mom sat prim on the plaintiff's side, her face a mask of righteous indignation, flanked by her lawyer, a slick guy named Harlan who oozed Ivy League arrogance. Dad, in his best suit, threadbare but pressed, looked small beside Elena. I testified first, recounting Dad's unwavering support. He's the reason I'm who I am today, I said, voice steady. But Harlan cross-examined viciously. Mr. Theo, were you aware of your father's homosexual activities during your childhood? Objection flew, but the seed was planted. The gallery murmured. Alex, sitting behind me, gripped my shoulder post-testimony. You did great, he whispered. But doubt crept in. Alex had been distant lately, checking his phone obsessively. Work stuff, he'd say. I brushed it off, stress from the trial. Dad took the stand next. Harlan grilled him on the divorce, the hidden assets, which were minimal savings for my college. Then came the bombshell, photos of Dad with Marcus projected large. Mr. Reynolds, you concealed your sexuality from your wife and child. Isn't that deceit? Dad's face reddened. I protected my family. Protected? Or lied? Elena's redirects held ground, but the damage mounted. That night, back home, Dad paced the living room. They're twisting everything. Alex offered solace, cooking pasta while we decompressed. Over dinner, he shared his own story, growing up in a conservative Texas family, coming out at 18, disowned. I get it, he said, eyes locking with Dad's. The fear. Dad nodded, a rare vulnerability showing. Marcus and we dreamed of a life together. But after Vietnam echoes and Reagan's America, it felt impossible. I married your mom to fit in. His words hung heavy. Later, in bed, Alex held me. Your dad's a hero, Theo, sacrificing love for you. Our kisses deepened, passion igniting amid chaos. For the first time, I whispered, I love you. He hesitated. Then, I love you too. But love fractured. The next day in court, a surprise witness. An investigator hired by Mom. He presented emails from Alex to Harlan. My stomach dropped. Alex had been feeding info about Dad's confessions? Confrontation exploded outside the courthouse. What the hell, Alex? I yelled, rain pelting us. He looked wrecked. Theo, I didn't know at first. Your mom's lawyer approached me weeks ago, offered money. I was broke, student loans. But I stopped. I swear. Betrayal sliced deep. You sold us out? Dad pulled me away, his hand firm. Let it go, son. Focus on the fight. But the wound festered. That evening, Alex packed. I messed up, but my feelings are real. Real enough to spy? I spat. He left in tears, the door slamming like a final verdict. The trial escalated. Mom testified, tears flowing. He lied about who he was, robbed me of a real marriage. Cross-exam. Elena probed. Mrs. Reynolds, wasn't the divorce mutual? And didn't you abandon Theo for years? Mom faltered. I needed space. Space. From her son, anger surged in me. High noon came when Harlan recalled Dad. Admit it, you exposed your son to your lifestyle. Dad's eyes met mine, A silent apology. Then, the eruption. Fist on stand, voice thundering. I'm gay. I've always been gay. And I'll be damned if you use that against my son. Chaos. Gavel pounding. Recess called. In the hallway, Dad hugged me. I had to, Theo. To own it so they can't weaponize it. His scream wasn't just admission. It was defiance. A shield for me. But the fallout? Whispers turned to headlines. Teacher outs himself in custody battle drama. Back home, we licked wounds. I forgave Alex partially. A tearful call, promises to testify for us. I was wrong, he said. Let me make it right. He did, taking the stand next, admitting the bribery attempt, exposing Harlan's ethics violation. The tide turned. Yet emotions churned. Dad and I talked deep into nights, unraveling years of silence. I loved Marcus, he confessed. We met in '78 at an underground bar in the village. He was an artist, full of life. But when your mom got pregnant, I chose duty. Heartache laced his words. Did you ever see him again? Once after the divorce. But he moved on. Died in '95 AIDS. Tears fell. In that vulnerability our bond forged anew. Father and son, both gay, both survivors. Romance rekindled with Alex. His testimony swayed the judge, dismissing Mom's claims as vindictive. As closing arguments loomed, Alex pulled me aside in a courthouse alcove. Theo, I betrayed your trust, but loving you changed me. I kissed him, forgiveness blooming. We all have secrets. Let's build without them. Closing arguments were a battlefield of words. Elena painted Dad as a devoted parent, his sexuality irrelevant. This isn't about orientation. It's about love, she declared. Harlan countered. Deception erodes family. Mr. Reynolds hid his truth, endangering emotional stability. The judge, an older woman with kind eyes, deliberated overnight. We waited in limbo, Dad and I walking Chicago streets, reminiscing. Remember your first bike? He asked. Yeah, you ran beside me for blocks. He smiled. I'd do it again. Anything for you. Alex joined us for coffee, tension easing. I'm staying, he said. If you'll have me. I nodded, hand in his. Amid crisis, love persisted, raw, imperfect. Verdict day, courtroom packed. Judge ruled. No grounds for claims. Case dismissed. Mr. Reynolds, your courage is noted. Relief washed over us. Mom stormed out, but Dad approached her outside. Linda, for Theo's sake, let's bury this. She softened, nodding. Maybe. Healing began. Dad, out now, joined a local LGBTQ+ group, finding community. Feels good to breathe, he said. For me, New York beckoned, but with Alex. We moved in together in Brooklyn, his barista job funding art school dreams. Our romance deepened. Lazy Sundays in Prospect Park, debates over pizza toppings, nights where bodies intertwined with whispered futures. But shadows lingered. One evening, sorting Dad's old letters, I found one from Marcus. Jack, my love, life without you is half-lived. Come back. Dad caught me reading. He was the one, Theo. Why not fight for him? Fear, society, but seeing you with Alex. Maybe it's not too late for second chances. Inspired, Dad reconnected with old friends, discovering a widower named Ben from his group. Their coffee dates turned flirtatious, Dad blushing like a teen. He's kind, he shared. Reminds me of Marcus, but real. Watching Dad bloom was poetic justice. Yet conflict resurfaced. Mom called, apologetic. I was hurt, Theo. Seeing your dad happy now. It stings. Join us for dinner? I offered. She did, awkward at first, but laughter broke ice. To new beginnings, Dad toasted. Humanity shone through, flawed people mending bridges. Alex and I hit a snag. His past betrayal echoed in arguments. Do you trust me? He'd ask. Working on it, I'd reply. Therapy helped, unpacking layers. One session, I admitted, Dad's scream in court. It saved me, but shattered him. Shattered to rebuild, the therapist said. Rebuilt we did. Dad visited New York, meeting Ben there. Double dates ensued. Us four at a Greenwich Village bistro, toasting to love unbound. Climax came at Pride. Dad, hesitant, joined the parade. For Marcus, he said. We marched, flags waving, chants echoing. Alex and I hand in hand, Dad with Ben. A float passed, rainbow confetti raining. Dad yelled, "I'm gay and proud." Crowd cheered. Tears mixed with joy. His court scream echoed, but now triumphant. Back home, reflections deepened. "Theo, life's too short for closets," Dad said. "I know. Thanks for showing me." Our story wove romance with redemption. Dad's love for Marcus haunting yet inspiring his with Ben. My bond with Alex, tested but true. As summer faded, Alex proposed on Brooklyn Bridge at sunset. "Marry me, Theo. Let's scream our love to the world." "Yes," I whispered, ring slipping on. Dad, on speakerphone, whooped, "About time." In America's heartbeat, from Midwest silences to urban freedoms, we found our voices. But peace was fragile. Mom relapsed into bitterness, filing appeals. "She can't let go," Dad sighed. We fought again, but united. Elena quashed it. Family wins. Humanely, we extended olive branches. Mom attended therapy with us, unraveling decades of hurt. "I loved you, Jack," she admitted, "but you couldn't love me back." "I tried," he said. "Forgive me." Forgiveness flowed, not easy, but earnest. Fall brought weddings and reckonings. Alex and I tied the knot in Central Park, leaves golden underfoot. Dad walked me down the aisle, Ben at his side. "Proud of you, son," Dad murmured. Vows exchanged. Through betrayals and truths, "I choose you." Guests included Mom, tentative but present. "Beautiful," she whispered. Honeymoon in the Rockies, hiking trails where silence spoke volumes. "Remember when I almost lost you?" Alex asked by a campfire. "Water under the bridge," I said. "It made us stronger." Back in Chicago, Dad and Ben cohabited, his house alive with art and laughter. Second act, Dad called it. But life twisted. Health scare. Dad's checkup revealed early prostate cancer. From stress, maybe, doctor said. Fear gripped. "Not now," I pleaded, flying home. Surgery loomed. Pre-op, Dad held my hand. "If I don't make it, you will." He did, recovery slow but steady. Ben nursed him, love evident. "You're my rock," Dad told him. In vulnerability, depths revealed. Dad shared journals. Entries of longing for Marcus, regrets over hiding. "Read them, Theo. Learn from my mistakes." I did, pages tear-stained. One entry, Theo's first crush on a boy. My heart swells, but aches. How to guide without exposing my shadows. His protection profound. Post-recovery we traveled, Dad, Ben, Alex, me, to San Francisco, cradle of gay rights. Stonewall echoes in Castro streets. Dad stood at a memorial, whispering to Marcus's ghost. "Rest easy, love. I'm living now." Emotional peaks. Alex and I discussed adoption. "A family," he said. Dad beamed. "Grandpa Jack sounds good." Mom integrated slowly, holidays shared. "We're dysfunctional, but family," she quipped. Climactic confrontation. An old friend of Mom's stirred drama, leaking stories to tabloids. Gay Dad's court outburst, family torn, paparazzi hounded. Dad faced cameras. "My sexuality doesn't define me. My love for my son does." Support flooded, letters from strangers inspired by his courage. Humanity triumphed. We hosted a fundraiser for LGBTQ+ youth, turning pain to purpose. "For those still in closets," Dad said on stage, voice strong. Alex and I adopted a boy, naming him Marcus. "Full circle," Dad said, cradling him. Years blurred. Dad's cancer returned, aggressive. Hospital vigils, hands clasped. "Tell my story, Theo," he whispered. The screams, the silences, all of it. He passed peacefully, Ben at bedside. Funeral. Rainbow flags amid tears. Eulogy. Dad never said he was gay until he screamed it to protect me. That act freed us all. Grief weighed, but legacy endured. Alex and I raised Marcus with openness, no secrets. Mom reconciled fully, a grandma now. Jack was a good man, she admitted. In America's vast tapestry, from courtrooms to parades, we found redemption. Love, in all forms, prevailed, K-dramatic, emotional, romantic, humane. Theo's journey. From hidden son to proud father, echoing Dad's scream into eternity.